Hello folks, hope you're all well. Now, 2020 has been a difficult year and the world of TV and radio has had to adapt. It's no longer the industry standard to interview people face to face, and using video conference calls and other remote methods is how we're doing things. In this video, I'm going to show you how to get the best results for your radio show using remote interviewing methods such as Zoom and Teams. Zoom is a video call software that you can download to your desktop, smart device, or use as a web app. If you download the free version, you have a 1 hour limit on calls. If you pay for a subscription, you get much more than that. Zoom also allows you to record those calls, both audio and video. And crucially, it allows you to record each participant's output as a separate audio file. And that's going to be really important when editing your radio interview. In Zoom, navigate to the audio settings and make sure that the option to record each person's microphone separately is enabled. So earlier on, I called Josh on Zoom and I was able to record the call both in video and audio and as separate audio files. Here's the results of that call. So I'm going to hit record on the Zoom call now, and it should tell Josh that I'm recording and it will tell me that I'm recording. So
yeah, there's a little recording button up in the top left-hand corner.
Excellent. So Josh, how are you today?
Very well, thank you, Alan. How are you?
Absolutely marvellous. I'm up here in the WSS in the classroom, and you're down there in your office.
That's right.
And we're just testing out this multi-mic Zoom function.
And recording an album, right, has actually been a dream of mine for many years, and to do one on my own. So I say very, very fair play to you.
Thank you very much. It's been a very interesting Zoom call. And thank you for taking part in this experiment. So now I'm going to stop the recording by pressing stop on Zoom. And now if I end the call, so I'm going to say goodbye to Josh. Thank you very much. I'm going to end the call and it will save all those audio files to my desktop. So thanks, Josh, and I'll see you later. Once you end the call, it will save the video, the combined audio, and the separate audio files to your desktop. Now I'm going to load those separate audio files into Audition, and I'm going to make sure that they line up. And as you can see, each person's conversation is recorded separately, with probably some minor bleed from the mics being allowed in the room. I can now process each person's voice separately and add EQ, compression, and any other effects as desired to get the best results for the interview. One of the best plugins to use in Audition for recorded audio for an interview is the Speech Volume Leveler. You can leave most of the settings where they are, but bear in mind that Zoom calls will have a fair amount of noise on them, so I'm going to turn the noise gate up to maximum. Now that I've added any processing that I want and done any edits to make the interview flow smoother, I can export the whole project and then play it out to air or put it in my podcast. Excellent. So Josh, how are you today?
Very well, thank you, Alan. How are you?
Absolutely marvellous. Excellent. So Josh, how are you today?
Very well, thank you, Alan. How are you?
Absolutely marvellous. For added quality, you could record your section of the interview separate to the Zoom recording in a program like Audition or Logic, and you could use an elaborate microphone setup like this with a microphone and an audio interface, or you could use a USB mic like the Blue Yeti or any of the other ones on the market. This will give a much better result for your part of the interview, but will obviously leave your participants' part of the interview still sounding like it did on Zoom. There are several different ways to record your voice separately and in addition to the voice being recorded in Zoom, but it will actually depend on what equipment you have. So I won't go into all those details now, but it could range from things like having a separate handheld recorder to a separate laptop, or being able to have an audio interface with more than one input so that you could have the mic routed to a separate software. Needless to say that if you can record your voice in high quality, it will certainly add a professional feel to your finished interview. So there we go. I hope that was helpful. If you have any questions, please get in touch, and all the best for getting the best results for your radio show.